Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a Slam Zone Sports, kind of a review news thing. I know we haven't done one in forever. I know last week was kind of busy for us, so we just really didn't. It wasn't the right time. So here with Fatal Streams, go ahead and say hello, buddy.
Hello, welcome in.
All right, we got a lot of news to cover, and we got a Raw that was kind of how can we say it was lackluster. We'll put it that way. Very, very lackluster. Things are shifting in WWE. We don't know if, matches are confirmed or not now. We did get one match confirmed, a Hell in a Cell between Finn Balor and Edge. And coming out of that, the Demon is not coming. So just be prepared for that. The Demon is not coming to wrestle.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that because did you hear that ending line?
Yes, it did.
Because he said he's been in Hell in a Cell before, and in Hell in a Cell brings out his demons.
Could have a demon. They could have changed their minds weeks ago. They said they weren't going to do it, so they may have changed their minds from reports. Now, the couple of reports that have come out on WWE going into WrestleMania right now, supposedly Omos and Brock is being scrapped and rewritten. So Brock may have a different opponent. They're now saying that triple threat intercontinental thing is being reworked and redone as something else. That just tells me either A, they're going to have a ladder match, probably like they used to do in Mania, where it was for Money in the Bank. They'll probably do it then. It looks like Money in the Bank is up in the air for England right now. Currently, they're talking about that being up in the air. So WWE's kind of in a hard spot and a hard rock right now. A lot of things are coming out. Bray Wyatt's now supposedly left because of mental reasons, and it's not the story he was wanting, and it's just a whole mess. Everything with Bray Wyatt is a mess. WWE's a mess right now. Triple H is trying
I do believe that because of the whole leak of the picture and catering of Bo Dallas and everything, I think that might have severely altered the storyline. Like, stuff like that, as a wrestling fan, you guys don't realize it, but, like, to call somebody out like that, when they're trying to play a certain character, that can ruin a storyline. Absolutely ruin it. The fact that, it is Bo Dallas and people know him as, whatever. It takes one B-team chant while Uncle Howdy is out and present and trying to push a storyline as a dark character to ruin it. That just completely takes away from the entire vision.
Yes, it does. Another thing coming out, so when you got the matches last night for Raw, the only thing that was the things that were interesting out of Raw was Cody Rhodes and what they're doing with Sikoa. Sikoa, they're pushing to the moon and back. It looks like they're giving him, because the news articles are saying that's who's going to be taking Roman, and him are going to face at supposedly at SummerSlam, and then that's when Sikoa is going to have his come out party. That is where they're going with Roman. Supposedly that may be changed, that may be scrapped, that may just be the dirt sheets talking. I don't know, but that's a good move, really, because Sikoa is really Umaga 2.0. He's like his dad 2.0. Really good wrestler in the ring. Doesn't say much, like Umaga. And supposedly Rakishi's coming back. If you guys didn't hear that after Raw, Rakishi's going to be coming back as a storyline for the Usos. Gets this whole bloodline thing. So just to let you guys know, bloodline. It's honestly, to me, I like the bloodline. It's getting interesting. Like, are they going to have two factions? Rakishi, and then you're going to have the Akoa family, and then you're going to have the Fatu family going at each other. Is that where they're leading this all into? Which is cool, because they're going to have two factions, because the rumor has it that the Guerrillas of Destiny are supposed to come to WWE, and supposedly Jay White's supposed to be coming to WWE. Those are rumors. They may go to WWE, they may go to AEW over, WWE, but if that happens, that's pretty cool. You have Rakishi in place. You could have two different factions going on. I think that's pretty interesting how Triple H has kind of booked this. And to see Rikishi come back in some type of a manager situation, and he said expect, and even Rikishi himself confirmed it, said expect something different from me. It's going to be way, way different. It's not going to be like when I come back, it's not going to be like a too cool situation. This is going to be more of me being serious. So for him to go on Twitter and say that after Raw, that is very interesting how they're going to book him. And the other one that they teased on Raw was another inductee to the Hall of Fame. Ric Flair was supposed to do it on the bump on Thursday or Wednesday, and the rumor has it it's going to be the Great Muta, supposedly.
Appreciate the full art. Appreciate the follows.
The Great Muta is going to be an interesting one, so just keep that in mind. I think the Great Muta deserves. The Great Muta deserves to be there. He was an ECW/WCW guy. He deserves to be there in WWE Hall of Fame. Even if he wasn't in WWE, he deserves to be there. It's kind of like what they did for what's his name, Dujan Junder Liger, a couple years ago. He wasn't in WWE like that, but he was a WCW ECW guy, and they just brought him into the Hall of Fame and put him there. And that's some of the things I like about WWE. But again, I will state this in review/news video. I wish they would have a Hall of Fame for wrestling in general, not just a WWE one, an all-around Hall of Fame. You know what I mean?
Like match of the year and stuff like that.
Yeah, like somewhere where we can go to Canton. Like for instance, the NFL has Canton, Ohio. You go to it, you get to see all the history, everything to do with football. Where it started, how it started, like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Why don't we have something for wrestling for that? Outside of the WWE doing it, or Impact Wrestling doing the ripoff. I do call the TNA Hall of Fame thing kind of a ripoff. Or the Impact one, kind of a cheesy ripoff of WWE. I just wish they would just have one for everything. Where they do, maybe during WrestleMania weekend, they do a enshrinement of like 5 wrestlers or something. Like they do with football, baseball, basketball. They just have one gathering of people to come together in like a space, like a stadium or something, and they induct these Hall of Famers. I wish there was more. I'm with Cody Rhodes on that to an extent. Cody Rhodes, literally, Raw was fantastic. Now, Fatal had said he was a crybaby, he was crying foul, things like that. It was kind of funny.
It was, man. I didn't know if he was actually being serious or if he was throwing a temper tantrum. He looked like a little kid throwing a temper tantrum. Like, I gotta have it for my family.
Alexa Bliss is out indefinitely. She says she's taking a step back. It's not for mental health. She just said there's nothing there for her to do with WWE. Other news articles out there, the Bella Twins did confirm that they want to be back in wrestling and they're not going to be part of WWE. They did confirm this. They just said if their next journey will be somewhere else when it comes to wrestling. That tells me AEW. That just tells me AEW at that point because of Daniel. They got to bring... I'm assuming what Daniel Bryan said, family and everything, I'm assuming the Bella Twins are coming with him. Like, there's no joke. They got to sell that storyline because it's all, like when he said, my arms, I can't feel my arms. Now it's all putting together that the Bella Twins may be coming with him to do the whole, you know what I mean? They're kind of doing what they did with Daniel Bryan back in the day, the family atmosphere thing, where we're going to make you a believer and we're going to rise them up from the top. You know what I mean? So I kind of see where they're going with that. If they bring the Bella Twins in, it's all just going to be a family storyline with Danielson, where is he retiring or is he fighting the hurdles to come back to, the title?
Yeah.
To me, here's my thing. I think if they want to boost Ring of Honor, they could do that story honestly through Ring of Honor and give it views. But if they really wanted to do it, they could do MJF him 2.0. Because the first match was a banger. They could do the second one that way. But that's in the news. Also, Roxanne Perez is in doubt for Stand and Deliver, the major pay-per-view for NXT the day before. She fell to the floor and didn't get up. They're saying it's kind of like what happened with the football player when he got hit and he didn't get up. They're saying something to do. Now the reports are coming out saying it's either exhaustion because of the work schedule she had, or it's the way she got hit in the match that she went down. So we got to start talking about these hits nowadays in football, hockey, and and water polo and any physical sport out there, right? Where if you get hit in the chest and you get hit just right, or a spear or something like that, and you get hit just right in the chest cavity, you shift your heart, you're going down. So they're not saying if she had a cardiac episode or not, but I'm assuming that's what happened. You just don't just get up and then fall to the ground. You just don't get up, walk 2 steps, and fall to the ground. Because that's what happened. She got up, got handed the tile, fell to the ground. So she had some type of cardiac event. Do I want to see her back in NXT? Sure. I like her as a talent. I think she's future. But when you're healthy, that's the same way I feel about Big E. That's the same way I feel about Big E. Like, I don't want to see Big E coming into it. It's like I feel about Randy Orton. I don't want Randy Orton to come back being 75% of himself and then get hit once, and then that's that. You know, get hit once, fall to the ground, spasm, and then we never see Randy Orton ever again. You know, that would be, I want to see Randy Orton go out on his own terms. You know what I mean? When it comes to wrestling, I want to see him go out on his own terms. But these injuries are real. Kayfabe or not, I was kind of questioning it at first because the way they're selling it on TV, if you watch the commercials, they're selling it like a storyline. And to me, it's just like, that's not a storyline. That's really what happened. Like when you see crowd literally putting their hands on their face, you could see it big time. But Baylor, what do you think of the new stories? What do you think of the Bella Twins going into AEW? Maybe possibility. What do you think about that?
I mean, I think it could be exciting for their women's division if they actually wrestle, but I don't think.
I think they're doing it more for the Daniel Bryan family storyline. I think they're going that way with that. You ever think about that?
Well, that's what I was about to say. Is I don't think they're really going for that. I think they're going to go more towards they're just going to be there for support for Danielson. But as an AEW fan, and as other fans are going to think, they're not going to be okay with just that.
What happens if they just go by their real names and they're just in the audience? And they kind of build it up as those are, one's my wife and one's the sister of my wife. And, they build it up as.
So what, they're building this up until Double or Nothing when Danielson finally takes the title from him?
Well, I was thinking about this. I was thinking about it when I read the news just right now. I was thinking in my mind, if they're not going to WWE, they're going to be going to AEW. And the thing is, to me, how they would do it kind of reminds me a lot of when I'm going to take this a page from Impact Wrestling. And I know a lot of people don't watch Impact, but Josh Alexander, for instance, when Bully Ray and Josh Alexander went against each other, it had the whole family, like he had to overcome. He had to overcome to become, to beat Bully Ray. Family, it was like when Josh Alexander beat Moose, it was, I did this for my family. I'm doing this to come back to do this for my family. And then Moose kind of fucked with his family and it just put it all in full circle. I could see them doing that. Daniel Bryan did say when he left, I got to go home. It's time for me to go home and hold my kids and my family, together. So I'm assuming that it just opens up the door for the Bella Twins to come into AEW. Do you call them? I don't know what you call them. I really don't know what you would call them because Bella Twins is copyrighted and trademarked. But do you call them by their first names? I mean, it'd be interesting. I don't even know what their first name and last names are. So it'd be interesting with that. But I think they're going to really try to sell Daniel Bryan to the moon and back, or Danielson to the moon and back. Because you want another match between him and MJF. That match kind of ended in really stuff like that. So I can see another banger of a match from that. Double or Nothing. Other wrestling news. As far as Raw goes, it was just mostly talk about Bray Wyatt. Now they're scrapping that match, and now they're talking about reworking that match, and then almost in Brock Lesnar. It looks by the day that they're scrapping that. It just looks like it's game over.
Yeah.
Like nobody's buying into that. Like I even told Fatal, did you see that cheesy clothesline? Are you buying this? Is this like, are you buying the wrestling match? Like, are you feeling this? Because when it comes to Brock Lesnar, right? And I was telling Fatal yesterday, and maybe I didn't. I want to feel a 5-star match from Brock Lesnar. I want to feel the match. You know what I mean? When you watch a Brock Lesnar main pay-per-view match, what do you get out of it? You get Brock Roman, Brock Seth Rollins. You know what I mean? You get those 5-star bangers of matches.
And if this is Brock's last go at WrestleMania, if he's planning on retiring, he just deserves better than Omos. Like, I'm sorry, but Omos, you just haven't. You're not the caliber of Brock Lesnar. I don't care what your size is. There's been plenty of big dudes in wrestling and in WrestleMania and in WWE and in wrestling in general. So, I mean, you just haven't done anything yet to do that. And to me, if that's Brock Lesnar's last match, that's like an insult to his career. Like,
Right.
love him or hate him, like Brock Lesnar has brought a lot to WWE. He's sold a lot of tickets. People have bought his merchandise, and his pushes have been great. So he's brought a lot to that business.
Now
So that's an insult.
Now 3 weeks in, couldn't you see Brock? Imagine this. I'm gonna fantasy book here for a sec. Fantasy book head Rafe here. Wouldn't it be something if they scrap it and they bring Jay White in instead? And have Jay White beat Brock Lesnar? There's your main. There gets Jay White, the Switchblade, off on a good foot. Literally beating Brock Lesnar, retire Brock, and then he does his whole spigot with the whole Switchblade thing. That would be interesting. They could do it that way if they really want to put a splash into WrestleMania, make it a marquee thing. Like Brock Lesnar doesn't see it coming. That would be freaking cool. Because you said earlier
I don't know. Like, if you ask me, a really good, really great storyline, and God forbid they actually hear me and push it or do it, but could you imagine Kane coming out of retirement, facing Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania and retiring him?
That would be fucking.
That
would
years
be
after Brock
Kane,
Lesnar beat
Kane.
His brother's undefeated
That would
streak
be
and basically retired him.
That would be fucking interesting. Or maybe they're saving Brock. Maybe they're saving Brock Lesnar. Maybe they're reworking this because Stone Cold was in the cards. Maybe they bring back Stone Cold and they have that. Because Stone Cold said he didn't mind fighting Brock Lesnar at the time. So we'll see. Now it's going to bring up the question: what do they do for the next 3 weeks with Brock Lesnar? Do they bring him in, keep doing what they're doing at Almost? We're going to find out next week on Raw. Now, SmackDown's going to be interesting. We're going to see more of the Bloodline stuff. I really hope they put together this tag team thing with fucking Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I think that's why they have Cody Rhodes. I think that's why they have Cody Rhodes in the middle of all of it. So Cody could be the foundation, you know what I mean? The foundation of everything, to get them to be a tag team. I think that's why they're doing it. It kind of got the vibes with that he'll be the foundation for them to get them to come together. So I think it will be Usos and Sami and Kevin at Mania at some point. But I'm going to say to Fatal, I was wrong about something, and I'm going to say I was very wrong. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns are going night 2. I was wrong about that. I thought it was night 1, and then they were going to possibly do Sami in night 2, possibly. And, boy, I was wrong. They announced that like on Raw, night 2. Cody said it, night 2. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I was wrong. So I stand corrected to Fatal. I was wrong with that. I thought they were going to do night 1 because everybody was saying Cody was going to win it night 1, and then it was going to be Sami and him night 2. So it tells me they're putting all the faith in night 2 of it. Now Cody, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe they take it off of him. I think Cody's ready for it. But, my thing is it going to be one of the titles or is it going to be both titles? They're saying undisputed, but reports are coming out saying it may be the Raw title. So do they bring back the red strap title?
Ew.
Is that going to be the new undisputed title? And then or the new undisputed something?
Don't make me throw up.
What is Triple H going to do? I really hope Triple H comes out, right? During the match, right? He comes out and he makes an announcement. He goes, hey guys, you remember this heavyweight title that I used to wear? This is the new title. You guys fight over it. I would mark out totally if he did that because I did like that title. It has prestige behind it. But the rest of this week, guys, stay tuned. We got some news videos coming up on Wednesday as well. We'll film some new stuff. If anything comes out outside of AEW. AEW's video game is on halt at the moment, so you guys now know this. It is on halt. The 31st is a rough date. They're planning to release it at this point. Don't keep your hopes up. I've reported it. Don't keep your hopes up on that. They're in dispute right now with GCW at the moment. So GCW is holding this video game. The video game is completely done. But in typical Tony Khan fashion, he did say he wants to make it have glitz and glamour and lights behind it. So he wants to announce it, and he wants to make it official with everybody, and he wants to make it prime time. And Warner Brothers Discovery said this game is going to be lit. They did say it. So it tells me that they'll probably dry release this without a pre-order, which is going to be interesting, and make it all this glitz and glamour. And a lot of people are like, well, I like pre-ordering, but this game has been how many months now? 8 months now. We've waited. I'm almost a year now for this game to come out. I mean, so I wouldn't be surprised if they just dry launch it and have like a couple of days. They do something a week beforehand it gets released to get everybody hyped up for it. It'll be different, for sure. It won't be the typical pre-order. Maybe they give you something in return for it. Maybe they give you some special DLC for not having a pre-order or not even close. Maybe they give you some special DLC, FTR. Yeah, FTR. Fatal, anything you want to add to this review or news?
No, I don't think so.
All right, guys.
That's really worthy.
Make sure to rate, like, and subscribe to the YouTube, Spotify. We're updating things like that. Anything else? Check us out on social media. We'll be back on tonight. I'm going to be watching NXT for sure because I want to follow up with that storyline. Wednesday for sure, Dynamite. Thursday I will be getting back into Impact. Friday we have Rampage. Thursday we have Ring of Honor. So we have Ring of Honor on Thursday and Impact. So I'll be we'll try to get to the Ring of Honor stuff. I don't know when that comes on, when they put that out there live. So we'll know as soon as Honor Club puts that out. Impact for sure. Friday's Rampage and SmackDown. And then supposedly rumor has it there's going to be wrestling on Saturday nights. I guess AEW wants to go with conclusion on Saturday night. So we're going to find out more and more as that comes out. Boy, we're going to have wrestling all week long. Like Jesus in the world. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the next one. Make sure to like, subscribe to SlamZone Sports. Check out SlamZone Gaming as well. Everything will be down below in the description. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.